Hey, what's going on with y'all good people? I want to welcome you to the Melanated Travelers Podcast, the podcast that shatters stereotypes that takes you on a captivating journey through the eyes of people of color as they explore the world. Join us as we challenge the misconception that travel is only for a certain demographic. Embark on a vibrant adventure with each episode as we share stories that showcase the rich experiences and perspectives of melanated travelers. From the banks of Cartagena to the mountains of Bali, the Melanated Traveler paints the picture of a vivid image of the global journey, one story at a time. Hosted by yours truly, Aston R. Williams, a podcast for the people. Welcome. All right, guys, what's going on with y'all? This is Aston Williams again coming to you live from the Melanated Travelers Podcast, a podcast for the people, a podcast for the culture, the diaspora to travel around the world. And also, we trying to be the number one podcast in the world. We're going to speak that into existence. But I got two amazing guests in the building today. Actually, this is the first time on the show where I've actually had a couple doing interviews. So y'all are my first couple on the show. So yeah, y'all my first couple. So I wanna welcome y'all and let y'all watch those that are watching on YouTube and those that are listening right now. I have Damon and Selena Adams, aka Doc and Bean.
Yes.
And these two are a very adventurous couple that, Damon, where you from, man? Where you from? Let people know where you from.
I'm from Philly.
All right. Philly. All right. We ain't gonna talk about Meek Mills and we ain't gonna do that.
You know what?
I had to throw it in there, bro.
I'm a little too old.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Selena, and yourself, where you from?
I'm from St. Croix, the Virgin Islands.
Okay. All right. So we got a Philly boy, meets Caribbean gal. Okay. So these two have been traveling for over a decade all around the world. And they've been to over 15 countries, correct? 15?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. 15 countries. And one of their biggest motives is to travel the world, try new foods, new experiences, cultures, and truly engulfing themselves in the culture. So first and foremost, I just want to let y'all know I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Everybody that I get on the show, I'm a fan. Of the content and what y'all do and the message behind it. The black love, the black excellence. I love to see it. But again, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. So we gonna start off like this, man. So how did y'all two meet? So the Philly and the you got the Caribbean. So how did y'all meet? How did y'all come together?
All right, go ahead and tell the story. She might be embarrassed to tell the story.
I'm embarrassed. Listen, because now it's normal for everybody to do, right? But I moved up here from St. Croix when I was 18, and we kind of met maybe in 2011 online, and it was Black People Meet. Yeah. Back then, it wasn't like a big thing to meet online, you know. So, at first I was scared to tell everybody we met online, but now everybody meets online, so it's no big deal. But we did it like 12 years ago. And we been hitting it off ever since. Our first trip was Jamaica in 2012, maybe a year into when we met, and
that was our first trip.
Yeah, that was our first trip together.
But we had been traveling
separately
for years.
Yeah, for years.
Okay. You know what? That's kind of interesting. And I'll share this with and for the ones that's been listening since day one, they already know what I'm about to say. I told myself that I would never go to Jamaica without a significant other, a girlfriend, or something, because I feel like that's one of those destinations where it's better when you with somebody, and I know, shout out to Girls Trip. I do know a few people that played in it, back up into that movie, but it was no boys trip for me going to Jamaica without a partner. But an interesting fact, now I can say I could go over there, and I may share that story a little later for y'all, how I met my girlfriend. But anyway, it's about y'all. Okay. So let's start off with your why, because I think the reason why I like to start off with that is because everybody has a purpose and a place for why they do certain things. Like, so for y'all, like in that space, when it comes to traveling, what was your main motivation and reason why you wanted to, expand? And the reason why I bring that up is because statistically, only 17% of African Americans here in this country have passports.
Mm-hmm.
Only 17%. And then out of the 17%, only 3% actually have left the country. So they buy the passport, but they never leave. So I'm very interested to know, and I know the viewers and the listeners would like to know, your why. What's your reasoning for, getting out there and seeing the world?
Well, separately, I'll get to together after separately, but my why was generally education. Not directly education, but generally education, because and I look at going to a different country, different culture as education, right? So going out of the country or doing these things or all of the places we've been to, it's education. So that's what it was for me. And I first went out of the country, that was 2000, and it was Jamaica. That was my first trip out of the country, was Jamaica. And then it was Dominican Republic. I know everybody's talking about Dominican Republic now. I was there 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there 2001. And then,
I'm going next week, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to Punta Cana.
Yeah, I was in Puerto Plata, 2001. And then I was in Jamaica that next year again. So it was all-inclusive resorts. And then we finally went to Thailand. No, we went to Egypt. We went to Egypt and Dubai 2016. That was us together. That's not our first trip, but that was our first
actual big
trip.
What we would consider not the norm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like Jamaica, DR, people would say, oh, well, it's right around the corner. And coming from the Caribbean myself, Jamaica is still very much the same culture, and even like the food and stuff is very similar. And for me, like living on an island, you didn't have a choice if you want to leave your island, you have to travel, So my parents are from St. Lucia. So from the time I was little, I've been to other countries. I've been to St. Lucia. So the Caribbean was very already familiar to me. So we kind of wanted to do something different. And one of his things was Egypt. Like that was the first big thing. Like we had to go to the pyramids.
So we had to see the pyramids, Giza, everything, Nile. So I did that, and Cairo wasn't what I thought it was. But
we got a few stories from some alumni, from some melanated alumni, about Egypt.
Cairo was different, but the pyramids was exactly what I thought the pyramids would be. We got to go inside of one of the pyramids, and if you can look at our pictures, we're on camels, and we actually had a camel burger. We ate a camel burger too. So yeah, Egypt was I did it.
And so that was, but my why is always and I always tell them I'm big on experience. Like I want to experience everything I possibly can. So for me, it's always what experience I can get from this, the memories I can create. Last year when him and we went to Phuket and we watched the Super Bowl. Like the Phillies was in the Super Bowl.
Not the Phillies.
The Eagles. I'm not a sports person. Listen. One of the sports teams was in the Super Bowl. And we were in Phuket watching the Super Bowl, and he was with his brothers. I'm like, imagine.
In the morning. So you know the time difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was to me, experiences like that, okay, that is just something you take with you forever, So.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Look, I'm not gonna skip past what you said, but Egypt, man, we need to dive into that for a quick little second. But I haven't been to Egypt yet. I do plan on potentially, it may happen this year. I want to go to East Africa. I want to go to Kenya. So I actually did. This podcast is actually sponsored by African Ancestry. This specific episode. For those that are interested in, don't get me wrong, 23andMe and Ancestry.com. I don't need them to tell me that I'm black. I already know that I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
But African ancestry will actually tell you where based on your DNA, what tribe you originated from.
Mm-hmm.
So based on my DNA, my blood work had me in East Africa and Kenya, and so I'm looking to go there and feel like I'm a part of something, man. Like I feel like I'm a person from a lost tribe that found their way home.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, look, we're not gonna bypass Egypt, so you got to share the story. I hear they're the biggest hustlers in the world. That's what I hear.
Yeah. So, like I said, Egypt. Since I was a teenager, I wanted to go to Cairo, right? And I was going to stay in Giza, and I had this is since I was 15. I had the hotel, everything planned. It was the Mina house in Giza. Ended up not staying there. We stayed in Cairo. And getting to Cairo, the first things first was the airport. Airport wasn't that organized, but we had a guy helping us, like a representative from Cairo helping us, and we needed it. Yeah. That's how unorganized it was. Yeah. So helping us with that, and that was good. And getting to Cairo and being in there, you kind of had to watch more than I wanted to watch being on vacation.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. You had to
for a little bit more than I wanted to being on vacation. So, and then the people there are saying, well, you probably should have stayed in Alexandria, not in Cairo. So,
and then just do like a day trip to the pyramids from Alexandria, or like one night.
Yeah.
But it was very chaotic.
It was underwhelming for me. So the two things I did like, though, were the pyramids. The pyramids were more grand than I thought they could be. That's like, it was like, wow. And then the Egyptian Museum. Mm-hmm. So I was in there for about 3-4 hours.
Yeah, he's a history buff, so he like...
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like the Egyptian Museum. But I mean, that was okay. If I did go back to Egypt, it would be Alexandria. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And see what it was like. Yeah. And that same trip, we were in Dubai too. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. How was Dubai? It's gaining a little bit more popularity.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on Dubai?
I think Dubai is something to experience. It's kind of like Las Vegas, where it's so grand, it's so big. I think you should see it once at least. It's that grand in order to go
over the top.
Yeah.
Dubai is over the top. There's so much money.
I know.
It's over the top.
Like you in the Dubai Mall and you see a Baby Armani. Like, who is buying Baby Armani? Yeah. But it's like, it's that. But it was very... grand. It's just like it wasn't, being to Asia now, we have a comparison and other places. It's just
not our style.
Yeah.
People that love Dubai, but for us, and I always tell her, you have to know your vacation style. Mm-hmm. So what vacations you like? We're not like the necessarily museum. I like Egypt Museum because it's history. But we're not necessarily just sightseers or put the backpack on and stuff. We're adventurous, we're beachy, we're stuff like that. In Dubai, you're spending money.
Yeah.
So
that was the thing. And that's why we like Asia, because you don't spend much money.
Yeah.
So
man, look, matter of fact, shout out to my frat brother Jock. He's the one that really truly inspired me to start traveling the world, and he got his passport a few years ago and just never looked back. But he just recently had his honeymoon in Dubai as well. He just got married last year, and they had their honeymoon in Dubai, and he enjoyed it. Whatever hotel Beyonce stayed at, that's where he was. I don't know the name of the hotel, but shout out to Jock. Good job, buddy. I don't.
Yeah, just Dubai was it was okay. It was, but it's not. Dubai was nice. It's just not our vacation style. Yeah.
That's to somebody. I would say go and then just make sure like you venture out to like Abu Dhabi and other places. We stayed in Dubai. But it was, and we only had like maybe 4 days there, so we didn't have too much time, and I wanted to see like everywhere, but I like it to the point where it's accessible. You can just get on the train. Everything is like, it's easy, you know? So, yeah. But we probably won't be going back though.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. And you know what? You know, just for a second, Selena, I don't want to skip, you know, your country, where you're from, because you know, I think it's important for people to understand that dynamic of the experience of being, you know, born and raised, you know, in St. Croix, and coming over here, like some of the dynamics that you see amongst the people. And it's not a negative or positive thing. I just want to kind of get your background on, like, you know, some things about St. Croix, like, because a lot of people, you know, bypass it, you know, and I think that people should start visiting those neighboring, you know, islands. Like you brought up St. Lucia, you brought up, you know, St. Croix. So if you want to dive into that for just a second.
Yeah, I will
represent
say.
represent.
She does. She already know what I'm saying.
I know. Because he always wanted me to talk my accent, and he does the accent. I don't talk my accent. But so I think, especially the Virgin Islands, like it's the U.S. Virgin Islands, right? So you don't need a passport. So I don't see why more Americans, especially Black Americans, don't go there. It's something you can experience, and you don't need a passport to go, you know, and it's beautiful. The food is good. And we've traveled everywhere, right? I still have yet to see beaches better than the Caribbean, honestly.
Yeah.
No beach I've been to, no matter where I went, was better than beaches in the Caribbean. Yeah. So,
and Buck Island.
Yeah, Buck Island.
For me, that is the prettiest water I ever seen.
Like literal turquoise water, you know? Wow. But yeah, I think like to go and experience it. It is beautiful. You don't need a passport. The food is good. The people are inviting, you know, it's like you coming home, like how the Caribbean treat most Black Americans, like, you know, you come home, you're a part of us. We're all connected.
That's how Jamaica is too.
Yeah.
That's why I've been there so many.
Because really and truly, we're all slave descendants. You know what I mean? So it's okay, we have that kinship anyway, but definitely, and it's so easy to get to. Even now, you know, they have straight flights from New York to St. Thomas, straight flights. The cruise ships goes there. Like, it's so many different things. And then once you get to St. Thomas or St. Croix, you can venture off into the British Virgin Islands or other things. But there's so many things to do. And all the excursions, the ATVs, anything you can think of in other islands, you can get to, and you don't need a passport. So I would be like, why not? I never understood why more people don't go, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And listen, Crucian people, VI people, we the rep hard. Like, listen, you will always know a VI person, Crucian. Yeah. I know, he loving this.
Yeah.
When is Carnival in St. Croix? When is Carnival?
Carnival is around Christmas. So it is 1 or 2 days after Christmas, and then you have the village where a bunch of different like soca artists and reggae artists perform for like a week to 2 weeks, and then the finale is on they call it like Three Kings. It's the first Saturday in January, and where Carnival was big this year, and it's a big deal, and it's like the Crucian, they call it like the Crucian Christmas Festival, you know. Yeah, we have Juve, any type of thing you could think of that goes on in Carnival, it goes on. And it's like a real vibe. So he definitely wanted to go around Carnival too, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So damn it, she whip up that, what they call it, man, that, I know the oxtails. I know she whipped the oxtails up for you. She got to whip the oxtails up for you.
I don't know if I should say this on camera, but I don't like oxtail. I'm like the person in the world that don't like oxtail.
Come on, man. Hey, man, it's your prerogative, man, if you don't like it.
I don't like the fat. I don't like the fat in oxtail.
Yeah, he don't like anything.
I don't like anything with fat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I won't eat in off of turkey wings or nothing. Anything with that texture. Yeah. I don't like.
But I do cook up curry chicken, steamed chicken.
Oh yeah, curry. Oh yeah. You make the bread from scratch with the fruit in it.
Yeah, it's
red. Oh Lord. Yeah. I need look. I'm gonna send you my address. I need you to go ahead on and pack up some and mail some my way up here in Nebraska. Yes, y'all. Oh, actually, it's the first episode I'm recording in my new spot, y'all. So for those that didn't know, I moved to Nebraska, y'all. The Cornhusker Skate. Lord, it's different. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. It's different. So, but yeah, but like I think that I couldn't pass that up to just shine some light on St. Croix because everybody, a lot of people, and I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people think everywhere you go outside the country, you need a passport, and so those Virgin Islands and also Puerto Rico as well, you don't need a passport. So for those that are ready to get out there that don't have a passport, there's still no excuse for you not to leave. That's the reason why I wanted to hit that for a second. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't leave, because the world is a book, and those who don't travel, they only read one page, So moving in, and I know you brought up, we're gonna start talking about some of these Asian countries, man, because it seems like and one of them that I really want to dive into, y'all, and I know y'all gonna drop some gems on a few of them, but Cebu. Is it Cebu or Cebu?
Depending on your accent.
Yeah. Me, I call it Cebu.
Yeah.
But the Philippines, like a lot of people, honestly, I mean, and we talked about it off the record. We talked about it before we got on, but mostly everybody, and it's not a knock at anybody, right? But mostly everybody flock to Thailand, or they'll go to, people normally go to, Tokyo and, all these things, but they bypass the Philippines and they also bypass Vietnam. So we're going to talk about those two. But what made y'all want to decide to say, hey, let's go to Cebu? This is where we want to go. Because that's completely different. That's like it's starting to gain popularity, but it's like off the Richter scale, like for y'all to decide to go there.
I wanted to say I manifested that, right? Because I saw the Kawasan Falls, and I sent him the picture of the Kawasan Falls. Like, oh my gosh, I want to go to these falls because I like to jump off of stuff, right? I'm always jumping off a cliff, always looking for something to jump off of, and I was like, babe, this waterfall is like, I want to go here. Then I forgot about it. And then 2 years later or something like that, I forgot however long, he was like, we going to the Philippines. Yeah. I booked us for the Philippines. Yeah. And then it was Cebu. And then come to find out, Kawasan is on Cebu Island. So of all the islands in the Philippines, he picks Cebu.
I picked Cebu.
Yeah.
I don't know why I picked Cebu. We had Singapore in that trip too. We went to Singapore and the Philippines. So in the Philippines, and the Philippines, we would say the nicest people or second nicest people.
Second nicest people. For me, the first was Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia, when we were in Bali, the nicest people, and then the Philippines, and then Thailand. Yeah. But Philippines people are just like nice. Really, really accommodating and really welcoming. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to the Philippines. That is we always ask, what is your back to spot? My back to spot, like, we'll go back to all the places we've been to, but your first back to spot, mine is the Philippines and hers is Bali.
Yeah. Mine will forever and always be Colombia. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Listen. We not gonna dive into it. I know my listeners, they tired of hearing it, but that's one of my favorites. And we can dive into like so people know, like, what made you like the culture difference, right? So how was it walking the streets? Did people try to touch your hair? Like, people try to take pictures with you? Like, how was the experience of that being black in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, it was unique. So they did stare. We were in the Philippines 2019.
Yeah.
So, and they did stare a lot. So we were different. So, and we knew that we were different. And but nice. Like, really nice and not.
It wasn't an intrusive way where they were, doing it. Like the only thing I remember they was doing, we was walking, like they'll say like they was calling him Michael Jordan, and they would call me like Nicki Minaj or something. Yeah. But just because I guess in a playful way, we didn't take offense. Yeah. Grown not to take offense to stuff like that
because they don't mean it like that. It's just that's
right.
So for that, in Mexico, I'm Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan in Mexico,
because he's over 6 feet. So they, he's tall, and I got a little bit of stuff back there. So so they'll be like, oh
yeah, we got to get to Vietnam.
Yeah, but Vietnam, we had some issues, but in the Philippines, they was just real. I don't think anybody asked to like touch my hair or anything like that. But they was just staring, and of course the girls liked him because they like black dudes in the Philippines.
But trying to get you in trouble, bro. That's why you travel together. You smart, brother. You smart, my brother. You smart. Cause see the sisters don't play. They don't play about us, man. They don't play.
Well, yeah, she did. I got in trouble for stuff I didn't even do.
First of all, I'm territorial. You smiling up, you accepting the comments, and it's getting to your head a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Head swole.
Sometimes, like, okay.
like they're talking to me. I'm just innocent. That's it. I'm just innocent.
No, but it was all in fun though. Like, but that was our best in the Philippines. Was our best excursion because we swam with whale sharks.
Yeah. And we did
canyoneering. So it was like a 4-hour trek, like diving into water, and then we end up at the Kawasan Falls. So that was amazing. Yeah, the Philippines definitely was a highlight.
How was the food? Like, it's a 2-part question. One, how was the food? And then 2, what's like one of the craziest, like it don't have to be Philippines, but what's some of the craziest dishes y'all like ever like tried anything interesting? That's accustomed to their culture that probably we never would eat here, like ever.
In the Philippines, and he don't want to admit this, but we were walking in this neighborhood, and that's when the kids came up to us. Like a bunch of school kids ran up to us and stuff, and we was chatting with them. It was fun, but they had this lady cooking up something in a pan, and it was pig brains. And we were like, okay, we're here. Do we do this? Do we try it? And you just had to get the sticky rice and, take some and scoop it and try it. And we did. We tried it because it was like, all right, we're here. Let's just do it. And we did that. So that was pig brains. Yeah. So it was very different. Yeah. And we're like,
it didn't taste any. And then we had, like I said, in Egypt, we had a camel burger.
Mm-hmm. We drank camel milk. But nothing too, like he kept trying to get me to eat a bug. That happened. But other than that, we're not too, but then we still open to stuff. Like we'll try stuff. It's just if it's presented,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like in the Philippines, they have this thing, the balut.
Yeah.
That I ain't trying because they tried like, okay, and it's like an egg. Like the chick
or the developed fetus.
Yeah, developed fetus that they actually eat.
Yes.
It's called balut.
Yeah.
And we wasn't having that. No.
No, they had it. They had it.
So black, right?
So I want to dive into this too, because maybe and y'all gonna laugh because I think we all had that reaction when you see somebody that look like us in these countries. Like, how does that make you feel? Like you there and then you see somebody and y'all look at each other. Y'all might not see nothing. And y'all just like, yeah.
That is common, especially if you see a Black American.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But if you see a Black American, like, what you doing here? So if you see that, then you have like a solid camaraderie or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but different now. More people are going, and they see more and more. Because even we were in Thailand last year.
Yeah, in Chiang Mai. Yeah, the last time we went
last year, and still people are trying to take pictures. So
yeah. But we met up with some other Americans. That was nice. Like we were just out at one of the markets, and then we met up with some other Americans, and then we went to dinner a few days later. So that was fun too, you know.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think? How do you what's y'all way of doing research? Like, how do y'all do research on countries that you visit? Like, do y'all use what's some of the tools that y'all use to like, you know, get some information on the country, places you want to, you know, kind of things that y'all want to do there? What apps and what tools do y'all use to try to find some things to do?
Well, she's the fun part, and I'm logistics, serious part. I'm in charge of getting us there, visas, money. I'm in charge of all of that kind of, and she's in charge of planning itinerary.
The fun. I'm the fun.
She's the fun.
I don't worry about none of that.
I'm the person that gets us there. I'm also the one that actually decides, and it's really not definitive on how I make the decision on where we go. It's just unique, somewhere unique. And back then, those places were a little bit unique for us going. Now they're not. Like Thailand is not. Americans are actually going to Thailand now.
Yep, they're living there.
Yeah, we went to Thailand 2018 the first time. So if people can't deal with the travel, it's at least 21 hours, 1921, but most of the time it's 24, 26, 28 hours of travel time to get to Asia. So, and people don't want to do that. And really it's not that bad. It's not as bad as people think it is. But for me, yeah, our next trips would probably be African islands, like Mauritius and Seychelles, those islands off the coast, the east coast of Africa.
Shout out to the homie Choose to Explore. Him and his wife just came from Seychelles. They actually just came from there. Yeah. Shout out to Choose to Explore, man.
But I guess for some of the apps I use, I do a lot of forums. So I use like TripAdvisor, but I read a lot of their forums. I do a lot of like on Pinterest. I read a lot of different blogs. I reach out to people on Instagram to see like, you know, where people have been. But it's just basically blogs. I see what other things have done, or I read about, you know, just interesting stuff. Like I always look up unique things to do in different. Once he picks out where we're going or the destination, then I'm like, okay, what is there to do? And my itinerary is extensive because I'm like,
our itinerary is good.
Yeah, it's
good
because I kind of like live in FOMO, missing out. Like I want to know that I have done everything there is to possibly do in a place without missing out on anything, you know. And that's how I plan it. Like we have day one, who's coming to pick us up. Usually somebody's coming to pick us up, or I know what train, like even like when we're going to Thailand or when we went to Dubai, I'm going on their, you know, the country's website, seeing the layout of the transit system. So I know what stops where, when. So even like in one of like my itineraries, I know in Thailand, all the tourist stops, or, you know, to get from here to there. It's very extensive when we go.
Do y'all have a dedicated airline that y'all like? Y'all like to are y'all more of a points person? You like to accumulate points with a certain airline, or is get it how you live, basically?
Yeah, I like to accumulate points, but those international flights, you need hundreds of thousands of points. And I accumulate thousands of points, not hundreds of thousands of points. I use points domestically, not internationally. And I'll get a new credit card just for the points. So I'll do that. But usually it's domestic. If we're going somewhere in the country, we'll do that. So we're using points to go to St. Croix. We're using points there. And then we're using points also to go to Mexico later this year.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. It's costing us under
nothing for the flights.
Yeah, nothing really. Just paid the taxes on the flights, and we're going to St. Croix. So even if someone up here have a Frontier card and they want to go to St. Croix, they got points, they can go. They can go to St. Thomas, you know. So, but do we have a favorite airline?
No, we've been on Emirates, we've been on Qatar, we've been on South Korea, we've been on Singapore Airlines, we've been on Air Asia, we've been on Malaysia Air. We've been on a bunch of them.
Gotcha. Well, look, hey, shout out to Spirit, man. Shout out to Spirit. Look. I'm from New Orleans. Shout out to Spirit. Look, I can't really say that anymore because my girl, she works for Delta. So shout out to Delta.
I like Delta. I do like Delta.
Yeah. Shout out to Delta. It's interesting the way we met. It's crazy. I'll tell y'all offline, but
okay.
It very interesting. But shout out to Delta. Shout out to Spirit. Look, I'm always gonna rock with you, Spirit. Unfortunately, Spirit don't fly to Nebraska, and that hurt my heart. Yes, that hurt my heart.
They fly to Croydon.
Yeah, they do. So shifting gears, man. We're gonna dive into another. Actually, this country is ranked as far as food, culinary is like the best in the world. So let's dive into Vietnam. Let's dive into Nam, man. Let's talk about that. So what was y'all thoughts on Nam? Some gems that you want to give to the people, but some things that they should check out in Vietnam.
So Vietnam is one of our favorite places. Vietnam, when we first went, we went to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. We first that two, and then
beginning of 23.
Oh, we went twice
last year.
We went.
Oh wow!
So we went to Saigon first, and then we went to Da Nang. And I like both cities. I like Vietnam. I like the food. I like the people. The polish is there. There's something I say polish because in America, our things are polished. Like they work, infrastructure is good, those things. Vietnam is like that. Everybody knows Thailand is like that. Vietnam is really nice. And Da Nang is really nice. Really, really, really nice.
It's like I compare it to like a Miami. It's very reminiscent of Miami. The look, of course.
Really?
Yes, it's like city, the beach, the high rise along the beach. It's like it's next level. It was beautiful. Yeah, Da Nang. And then right up from Da Nang, we went to Hoi An, which is like an hour away.
Yeah.
And Hoi An was beautiful. I was like, I would live in Hoi An.
Right.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
It was that good. And yeah, the food was just because they do so much herbs and it's so fresh and like, and if you a coffee, listen.
Yeah.
If you are a coffee person, Vietnam, hands down, has the best coffee. They have egg coffee, coconut coffee. Listen, every day I had maybe 2 or 3 cups of coffee because it was that good. So, yeah, overall, Vietnam was like a 10 for us.
Yeah, we would live in Vietnam.
We would live in Vietnam.
Yeah. So, what's the currency? What's the currency over there?
It's the dong, Vietnamese dong, and I think it's 24,000 to $1 US.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we balling over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and Da Nang, you know, we like our seafood. Like Da Nang, the seafood. I had a video. I didn't post that video yet, though. I think, but it's like you're walking for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and it's nothing but lobsters, crustacean, octopus, and they cook it up right there for you, fry it. Not expensive. It was like 5 lobsters was like what, $30?
Yeah, $20, $30. You get 5 lobsters, some shrimp, mussels, and that. And we don't even like lobster. But we bought lobster. Yeah. That's how cheap it was.
But yeah, it was, yeah, we did a lot there. Yeah, we did a lot. What else? And Ho Chi Minh. And then, they have the grabs. We did a motorcycle tour where we got on the back of motorcycles and they took us all through the city. And, just like Bangkok, where you see Bangkok don't sleep, Ho Chi Minh do not. We was maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night, or maybe later than that. We would, because we're out. When we're on vacation, we don't have time for sleep.
TV never cut someone in the room, nothing. We're not in the room.
And we go to this street, and it was like a club on steroids. There's lights, there's party. Like, it was, Ho Chi Minh is a party city. Even if like that's what you into, you know, we're kind of like older, like we can do it for a little bit, but we still, you know,
Once not, look, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Once 9, 10 o'clock hit, we built different now. It's all right. It's all right.
We're not.
It's all right.
Yeah, Miami. We're in Miami Sunday to Thursday. That's it. Sunday to Thursday, and we're not even out at midnight.
Yeah, we get now. Yeah. Crowd come. Yeah.
You know, speaking of you know, you brought up Thailand. I'm just shout out Thailand, but what's that water festival, man? I want to try that one year, man. Thailand. I want to check that out.
Cyclone, I think, if I'm saying it right, Cyclone.
Yeah, I want to check that out, man. Everybody got a water gun. Everybody shooting each other up. That seems fun. Yeah,
we wasn't out there at that. We've been to Thailand 3 times now. We wasn't there at that time. Any times we were there. But Thailand, you want to talk about Thailand. When we went in 2018, Thailand is what made me say, now I want to live out of the country. That's how much I like Thailand. That's how much. Thailand is my second favorite place I've been to. Jamaica's still number 1. Jamaica's home. Jamaica's still that. But Thailand, the food, the people, just everything. Like, it's no wonder people flock to Thailand now. Once you can get over getting there, Thailand is just everything. Thailand is everything.
You know. Let's talk about that. Let's help the people. The people. What's y'all advice on getting past these long flights, man? Like, you know, do you wear compression socks? Do you look? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a long time. So how do you? We're not even trying to convince the people. We just talking strategy here. Like, how do y'all get through that? Like break that down. Because anything over, you know, I think the longest, I haven't touched that side yet, and the longest flight I've ever taken so far has been to Peru, and that was like 5.5 hours, and I was done.
You know what? I always say though, like with the long flights, you don't remember it. Like once, this is what people got to think about. Like you do not remember it. But I always, I pack compression socks because I'm like, yep, I'm not having no type of issues on the flights. But people think of like the service you get here on the domestic flights. What they don't realize is the service on those flights are different. When you're going over to like Dubai or, you know, like Emirates, Qatar, first of all, you're eating constantly. They give you wine. They give you a menu. You know, you have the movie list and all kinds of, it's just crazy. You can get up, you walk around, you meet people. Like the last time we was there talking to people in the back of the plane, you know, so it's like, it's not what people think. You get on the plane, they give you a washcloth to wipe your hands and, you know, cleanse yourself. Like it's just a different level of service. And people think it's probably like the same thing. Like it's definitely, no, not going to spirit again, but it's definitely not that class of service. You know what I mean? Like you are, I wouldn't say getting catered to like you're in business class, because we was in business class a little bit and that was different. Yeah, that was even more different. Yeah. But just like regular coach, the time is the time, but it's forgettable. Like once you get to where you're going, you don't think about that plane ride at all. Like at all.
Yeah. I think the time, you can get a little uncomfortable and you got to get up and walk around, but pretty soon you're there and we don't sleep. We barely sleep on the plane, and when we touch down, so we're I think that it's on the airline, the service and the food. You eating cooked food, so it's food constantly. Whatever time you're on, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So whatever time you're on, then it's snacks in between. So I like Middle Eastern Airlines better. So I think the food is better. I like Emirates. I like Qatar. I think the food is better. Singapore Airlines had good food too. We were just on Korean Airlines, which we didn't care for the food too much. And then we were on business class on an Emirates flight. Now that was a different level.
Yeah, because we was acting brand new. This was our first time. So the other people in business class could tell this was our first time in business class.
That was different.
Yeah.
So that was cooked to order, like menu, what you want on the menu. You have a bed. They have a bar in the back of the plane.
Yeah, they have like a lounge in the back.
It's a double-decker plane, so you have a lounge and a bar, desserts, all you could. That was different. That was a different thing. So we did that just one time.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. I do know the quality of the service is different, and honestly, it's a little better. You know, they treat you a little different, a little better. And so let's get back to Vietnam. I seen one of the to me, in my personal opinion, y'all seen it with y'all own eyes, but that bridge in Nam, I feel like that should be somewhat of a world wonder soon, you know, in my opinion. But what made y'all what did y'all think about that bridge? Matter of fact, what's the name of the bridge again?
The Golden Hands Bridge.
Golden Hands Bridge, right? Golden Hands Bridge in Nam. So what's y'all thoughts on that? Like how was that experience?
It was good. So it's like it's an hour away of Da Nang, an hour away outside of Da Nang, in a place called Bana Hills. It's kind of like an amusement park. It was like an old hotel or something like that they kind of turn into what you call it? Like they turn into a park or like a kind of like a lower Universal, not lower, but it's just like the rides, not like big roller coasters or anything, but it's still pretty neat because to get there, I don't know if you saw the video of the cable car, because to get there, it's the longest cable car in the world. Like you're going up and like the wind is blowing and you're getting like the Bee Gees a little bit because like listen. But the cable car ride in itself is like something to experience. And then you get up there and this bridge is like next level. And you're so high up. It was like 90 degrees in Vietnam, like in Da Nang. And up there, it was like in the 60s. I was like, what is going on? But the bridge itself, like, and you wonder how they got all the stuff up there to make it, because there's no road. Like so how'd you get all that stuff up there? But it is definitely like a wonder, like how you say, should it be one of the wonders of the world? Because it's definitely something like, man, that's different. But and the whole, it's not like a whole experience. You're not only going up there for the bridge, because the food was good up there too.
We had a whole concession up there and other things to do, little rides up there to do. That we did. So
the buffet was insane there too, and it wasn't expensive. Like that's a good thing about like Da Nang, Asia, and all that stuff. Like all these excursions are not too expensive to do, and I hire you. We have our own driver. It's not like they come in to pick you up at a resort. No, I have my own driver come and pick us up, and we go.
Which is not expensive. That's why we have our own driver.
That's why we have our own. We're always doing stuff. We balling on a budget all the time.
Nothing wrong with that. And that was leading me to my next question. What type of traveler are y'all? So like, are you when it comes to because you really is more so, this question is more so directed to you, Damon, because you the logistics guy.
Yeah.
So how do you go about finding these destinations? Like, is it more so like you just look at the map and say, all right, I want to go here? Or do you base it on a budget, or just say, hey, this time of the year is opposite, like, for instance, like countries in hurricane season. Me personally, I like to go to those because the flights are cheaper. So that's some of the ways I kind of like travel hack. Like what's some of your travel hacking strategies you want to give to the people?
Well, that is one of them. That is definitely one of them. So we do what I call cheap trips around September, August, October. We'll go to the Caribbean for really, really cheap because it's hurricane season. So I'll do that. And then other things, Asia really, any time of the year is not that much. It really is not that much. And any other trip I'm planning, how I plan it is probably my history of growing up and seeing, I want to go this place, I want to go that place, I want to go this place. So I have a thing. Muhammad Ali is my idol, right? So all of the places that Muhammad Ali fought all over the world is where I would want to go. So, and that is how I knew history from that, not even from geography in school, but history and these different countries and cities from that. So I would pick that, and then I do a little bit of research to see if it is comfortable enough for us to go, like if it, because it has to have enough of a tourist like section and tourist vibe, because I wouldn't want to go and there's not even a little bit of a tourist vibe and us just, I wouldn't, and so it has to be enough. It don't have to be a lot, but enough of a tourist vibe. And for me, I don't like watching over my shoulder. That's how I had to be growing up. I want it to be safe where I could just have fun, and that's it. I'm not worrying about counting my money outside. I'm not worrying about none of that. I'm just having fun. So that factors in. Also, the standard. When you're American, you have a certain standard, and you don't notice until you go out of the country, and then you have, and I'm talking infrastructure, where the infrastructure is not so good because American infrastructure is good. So when the infrastructure is not so good, you don't like it as much. So the place has to be that infrastructure is good. In Vietnam, Thailand, that don't mean that we're not sitting on a crate eating on the street, because that's what we did in Vietnam.
Yeah, because that's the best part.
Yeah, right? We're sitting on a crate on the street eating street food, like with locals and stuff. And it might be some animals that come by, but just to be down to earth too is what we like too, because we're not uppity. So be down to earth and hang with the people. And anywhere we go, we are going to hang with the people. We're going out to talk to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not just staying in the nice hotel or the nice resort. We're going to do that too. So at certain places, food is a big factor. So food, how I pick a place is based on food. Now, when I first picked Thailand, food was a big issue of how people talked about the food. So let me go and see, because we ate Thai food when we lived in Philly. Like, we're in Florida now. But when we lived in Philly, Thai food, Indian food, anything, Vietnamese food. I first had pho. Everybody says pho. I still say pho. But I first had pho in the early 90s in Philly.
Yeah.
In the early, before even any of us knew about it, I was eating it in the early 90s, 7th Street in South Philly. So I was going to those places too. Yeah, my best friend was Asian, so that's how I was eating them. But all of the history we have, and there's a bunch of places that we would want to go next on the list. Senegal, to eat in Senegal because of the food.
Yeah.
There's more.
I feel like that monument in Senegal should be a world wonder too. That monument is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So really anywhere. I'm looking money. So there's a bunch of factors. Money is another factor. Money is another factor on where we would live and settle down out of the country. The visa situation in Thailand is not as good as you would want. You get really a 30-day, and then you got to extend it. And you get a retirement visa. I'm a bit close
to the retirement
visa. Retirement visa is 50. So, I'm probably,
you right around the corner.
So yeah, and because that's what we would want to actually, our plan next, and our goal is to slow travel, to actually live where we're at, because I don't like to move so much. I don't want to stay a week and move, or stay a place for 2 weeks and move to another place. I kind of need to be there for months and months to get how it really is. So that's what we're going to do next. So those are the factors and what I choose and what
Yeah, I've already did some calculations, and like with retire, I can tell you right now, I'm not retiring in America either. It's most likely going to be either Colombia, I got to throw that out there, or Brazil, because my girlfriend, she's Brazilian. Shout out to Brazil. But I think just doing the math, just like Colombia, and I know Thailand is probably half of that, but like, I've already done the math, like roughly 12 to 15,000 a year. That's all I would need. And I'm talking like with me traveling, like me still traveling, like from Colombia to some of the Central and South American locations, and also to Spain, and the European countries are very cheap. From Colombia, so roughly around 12 to 15,000 a year, and that's like good living, like really good living, good, great living.
That's good. I'm not comfortable though. I'm not comfortable with just like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
Not you could like you can definitely do it. It's not even you won't even be struggling either. But for me, I kind of want to not think about money at all. So that means if I want to do something, I just do it. And I'm a good money manager. So, but if I want to do something, I just do it. And in Asia, you don't need much. You don't need as much as you need in America to do what you want to
Oh
do.
yeah, thanks.
It's not close. So yeah, that would be what I would. But yeah, 15,000. I'm kind of looking at like over 30,000 around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
30,000 of passive income just to be safe enough.
Right.
We're pretty close now, but I just gotta pull the trigger really. I just gotta, and then I got logistics, houses and stuff to wrap up here and in Philly. So
Mm-hmm. Everybody trying to leave Philly because never mind. We ain't gonna go there. I gotta mess with you, bro. Oh man,
my hometown, Philly. Yeah.
So what's your advice to because y'all a couple, man. So what's your advice to the couples out there to get out there? Everybody's talking solo travel. But man, I love seeing this
Yeah.
right here on this screen right now. I love seeing that, man. Any advice for the couples, man, that y'all want to give?
Let me say like the team part of it.
Yeah.
Because you gotta handle strengths and weaknesses and what like her strengths are not mine and mine are not hers because I'm very detailed, practical, and all of that. When we're actually getting to these places and the planes, the times, the visas, all of those things have to be on point or nothing is working. And for her, she's more on an abstract thing. That's where the fun comes in. That is where she can plan like what we do and who's picking us up and this thing and going here and it's the fun part because my part she don't like to do and then I don't like to do her part so I don't like to do that either so and you have to like each other so your relationship already got to be good or vacation's not happening
right.
You got to actually be friends. I don't think you need to be best friends like people say. You don't need to be best friends. But you need to be friends and good friends, but at least friends.
And actually like each other. Like each other's company.
Yeah.
Because stuff is going to happen that's going to test you on vacation. That and stuff that you have no idea that's going to come up. Like when we was in Cairo, I got sick, like really sick. And it just so happened, I guess in 2016 there was like a plane crash or something, and we was down, but we could have been arguing about the situation because what we were in and how we had to try to maneuver and mingle, get vouchers, and we had to spend an extra night in Cairo, then an extra night somewhere. Like you have to actually, play off of strengths and weaknesses, listen, right, to each other and like, and just be like, all right, he got this, I got this, and just be like, competent enough to know the other person can handle this or this person can. You can't put too much on the other person. Like you got like, what if he's sick, can you handle this? If he's not feeling well, because all this stuff could happen when you're away. I was down and he's going to get. I know, because I drank something. That was our first time out the country. I drank something
not out the country but international.
International.
Yeah. I've been in the Caribbean and Canada, Mexico, but that was the first time, and we're on the street like we like to be, and I'm doing something else, and she's over there drinking something on the street. And I look back and see her drinking this.
He was like, "What you drinking?" I was like, "I don't know. He gave this to me, like, but it was made from the water, like from some pipe or whatever."
And we can't drink that.
Yeah.
So in
a few hours, I was laid out. Yeah.
So
it was hard.
Yeah, we have to, and on top of that, plane crash going to Dubai. Mm-hmm. So that delayed us going back to Dubai. So we had to stay an extra night in Cairo. Yeah. We had to go to the airport, and it was chaos.
There was
at the airport. Chaos at the airport, and she's on the bench, knocked out.
But imagine that was our first major trip that far outside the country. So that could have shaped, and that's what you have to tell people. Just be open to everything, because stuff can happen.
It will.
It will happen. You just can't let it discourage you, because that was our 2016. We went to Cairo, we went to Dubai. Being that was like our first experience, we could have been like, oh, we're not going out doing that again. Yeah. But instead we were like, okay, that was just that experience. Mm-hmm. We're going to continue. We're going to try again, because like you can't think like that. You know what I mean? You have to give every place then you got to keep trying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say just play off of your strengths and like have fun. Like we go and we have a ball, and it would help if your vacation styles match. Like our vacation styles match. Like as soon as we land, neither one of us, we are walking for miles. Like soon as we get back into the hotel, I'd be like, all right, babe, you want to stay in the hotel, but they got this night market up the street. You want to go? He'd be like, let's go. Like anytime go, he's ready to go. When he's jumping off of something, I'm right there jumping. Like even though he don't really like to. Well, when I jump, he jumps.
I jump with him.
He jump with me. But
I love to jump.
I don't. It's not that fun for me.
You talking about investment? Hey, look, I got a whole land life, and the craziest thing I've done is I swung off of the Grand Canyon. Like, ooh. Yeah. But I made sure I increased my life insurance policy by $250K, so my son could be good. You know, it's levels to this, man.
Right. This was in that damn room with the tiger. It was in the damn room.
Oh yeah. Hey, bro. Hey, no. We not getting off the show until you talk. Look, bro.
I think. Hold on. I think the whale sharks, cause I'm in the water. I don't got no control in the water. The tiger, that was a baby tiger though.
Yes.
It was a baby. So I felt like it couldn't have really done nothing to me too bad, because it was a baby tiger. Even though when it was on me, it felt like a boulder. That's how strong this thing was. This thing, and then it was like a brick, like muscle.
Only 6 months. It was only 6 months too. Like, and it was. No, that was the craziest thing, because I was almost eating. It thought I was a snack. So I was like,
It was looking at her walking in the room.
Yeah, because I was the shortest thing in there. I feel like this thing thought like I was lunch.
She was the last one in.
Yeah.
And they told us they're smart, so they look for the last person usually has the food. Uh-huh. And she was the last person in, and she said, well, why don't I have food in my hand?
Because it looked over everyone. Right. There was like 4 people in line. It looked past everyone and looked at me. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. What? This thing is looking at me like that. I'm not going in there. Like, and then they're going to say like, oh, well, the last person has the food. Well, if the last person had the food, why don't I have the food? Where is the food? And it was like, oh, they're making the food. Then nah, we're not going in there without any food. Let's go get the food. And then I won't be the last person go in there. Let's see if it does it again. And then it was good.
Yeah, it did. And then we went in and we're doing, the natural poses they want to get and everything. And then it's on me and I'm feeding. And it was nice. She didn't want to do any of that.
No,
so she didn't do any of that. But after that, we were finished. Like, okay, we touched the tiger. That's cool. The owner of the Tiger Reserve came to us and said, no, I want you to go back in. Because he thought we didn't get our money's worth because we didn't stay in the full time you're supposed to. This is how nice Thai people are. Like, we didn't get he thought we didn't know. We touched the tiger and didn't die. We got our money's worth.
Yeah, we got our money's worth. Yeah. he wanted us to go back in and be like, because I didn't get the full experience, because the tiger didn't come on me. I was like, no, I'm good. Ain't no way I'm going back. I already left with my life. There's no way you get me to go back in there. I'm not doing it. We was done. Mm-mm.
So that was cool. It was like, no, it's cool. You did.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Man, that's the experience, man. Look, I want to try it, and I think my lion brother did too when he was in Thailand. But he didn't have the tiger on top of him, my brother. You know, that was some next level stuff you did. That was next level.
What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't do it with a grown-up tiger.
Mm-hmm.
If we were going to do it, we were looking for cubs, but that wasn't the season for the cubs like this big. But that was 6 months old, and I said, okay, we'll do it with a 6-month-old, but not a grown-up tiger. No, not a grown-up tiger.
I got you, man. But man, again, I really want to appreciate y'all, man, for hopping on and dropping some gems. Any last words? Any last words of motivation and encouragement, man? You want to give to the people, but just getting out there and exploring.
Mm-hmm. I would say just do it. Like, just do it. Just go. Like, this place is so big. It's so vast, the earth. And then, but like with technology, with all this stuff, it's so small at the same time. You know, he always says that, like, it's a big place, but everything is right there. And you see other people doing it, so you can do it. And it's like, just go out and try. And like, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, don't you, like, I want stuff to be memorable. I want to have memories that you actually remember. Like, you going through work 9 to 5, day by day. What do you really remember of your life so far? Do you have any memorable moments? Like, that is a big thing for me. You need to have, or I guess it depends on your life too, but like, have something to remember, like the experiences, and then have it with your family. You know, it's just, I think that's important to create memorable experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, y'all dropped a lot of gems in this episode, and again, I feel honored to have y'all on, man. I really feel honored to have y'all on, and again, I'll say this again: I am a fan. I'm a fan of y'all content. I'm a fan of, what y'all stand for, and the ways that y'all captivate y'all stories for people to see and to experience. And I really do appreciate it. But before we get off, though, I want to make sure that, and I'm gonna have y'all information down in the show notes as well. But I just want to give y'all this time as well to blast out and how people can follow you, how people can support you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're on YouTube as Doc and Bean. Everything is Doc and Bean. Instagram, Doc_and_Bean on Instagram and TikTok, and Doc and Bean on Facebook. We also have an Etsy store because I sell itineraries. Like, I only have Thailand done right now, but the itineraries are extensive. Yeah. It's like 16, 17 pages. It's fully planned. And the tour guides I use, the tours I've been on. So when you see me jumping off of stuff or doing stuff, it's in there. The restaurants we went to, just very detailed. It's on Etsy shop. It's on our website, docandbean.com. So yeah, and if you have any questions or anything, just hit me up. We'll respond, answer any questions. If you're just inquiring about stuff, we do consultations, hit us up if you want a consultation as well. If you want to dive deeper and, learn actually about visas or about how exactly we plan it and, from start to finish, definitely reach out to us.
Bet. Yeah, like I said, guys, their information is going to be down here in the show notes. Be sure to check them out. Be sure to support them. And be sure to check out their content, because the content is amazing. Be sure to check that out. But lastly, I want to thank y'all appreciate y'all for pushing the culture forward through these experiences, because I stated the statistics earlier in the show, right? And it's very minimal. But with us, man, we traveling to places to inspire, and that's something that I could truly appreciate about what y'all doing and what y'all continuing to do. Right. And I already told y'all, outside of here, y'all family. No, y'all family, so I really do appreciate it. But again, y'all know my motto: I'll see you at the top, because the bottom is just too crowded. Right. Peace. Hey, I hope that you enjoyed the episode, because it definitely was dope to record it with that amazing guest. Tell a friend to tell a friend if you're really vibing with us. If you're feeling the episode and you really enjoyed it, make sure that you write a review on all the podcast platforms. Make sure that you follow The Melanated Traveler on Instagram. You can also check out the video podcast on my page at Aston R. Williams. And if you want to follow your boy, Aston R. Williams, at all social handles. Again, this is the Melanated Travelers podcast, and I'll see y'all at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Peace.